This time, we join our Poro, picking up from the last adventure. He's still wandering off in the direction that he thinks is home, although it's definitely not. On our last adventure, he found a hot spring, collected the nectar of a very strange flower. He intends to use it to make special sauces or sweet water, among other things. He's so caught up in his own mind and enjoyment of this nectar that he now has stored in his very strange pouch that he has no idea that he is wandering deeper into this strange land. The mist around him gets thicker and thicker as he goes. The trees also get larger, and bamboo clusters sprout at random places, it seems. He starts to see more areas that have old stonework, some pillars that have been overgrown by vines, broken at the top. This place feels somehow sacred, even to our Poro, who's usually pretty oblivious to that. Here, it seems darker. The light of the canopy is blocked quite a bit, and in this place with the darkness and the mist, our Poro can barely see 5 feet in front of his face. He loses track of where he's at a few times, climbing up more stairs, wandering off a random path. He can barely smell anything. The nectar in his pouch is so sweet, it overpowers everything else that he can smell. He continues onward anyways, trying to figure out where he's at. This place doesn't look familiar. Didn't I just come through here? He pauses for a moment, taking in his surroundings. The trees are taller, make him feel even more tiny in this forest. I don't remember seeing these before. Uh-oh. He starts looking around. He heard stories of this place, Ionia, how its massive forest and its mystic ways can make someone get lost. That must be what's happening, he thought. Well, that's not so bad. If I just wander in a straight line, I'll eventually make my way out, right? And so, he does. He continues in a straight line, in the same direction he was already going. He starts to see there are more temple ruins. There are more and more statues that are mostly intact. Some of them look like robed figures. There's a strange feeling of both peace and tension as he goes deeper in this land. Should I be here? He starts to wonder. Some places don't like it when people come by. I wonder if it's the same for a Poro. Our Poro continues on. He's a little worried, but our Poro's a little nervous. He's been around mystical places before in temples, but it might be a little different here. It definitely feels different. He's been wandering now for hours, it feels like. And he's starting to hear things. It sounds like somebody's moving, or the sound of small explosions, but not? Like somebody threw a flour sack and it just pops open. He doesn't know exactly where it's coming from because it sounds like it's coming from all around. He starts to notice a weird smoke through the mist even. The mist has been going back and forth, clearing up, getting denser, and then clearing completely up every so often. But up ahead in the treetops he sees someone, for just a split second before they vanish into smoke. With no trace to be found, he's nervous. He's looking around. He hides slightly next to a tree, using its base as a cover to keep himself out of view. He takes another look around and he can see that this place has more stonework, more overgrowth than other areas. I definitely did not go the right way. Our Poro, worried that he might have somehow upset them, decides to lay low for a minute, keeping his eyes wide open, and he sees the person again. She darts into another treetop, a branch not far from him, emerging seamlessly from the smoke. She looks around, almost straight at him. He freezes. He doesn't want to move. He doesn't want to give away his position. And then, just like that, she's gone again. He's not sure where she went. He gives it a few more minutes, and he slips out of his hiding place. This time, he goes from tree to tree. He doesn't want to be spotted. He doesn't want to be in trouble. But more importantly, he doesn't want to hurt someone's feelings. If this was some kind of burial ground, or maybe it was a spot that they guarded for reasons that he didn't understand, well, maybe this is where they made their special sweets. He wouldn't want to be interrupted when he was making his special sweets. That does it. I have to sneak back out. So our Poro activates every stealth skill he knows. And he makes his way back, creeping slowly, carefully through the undergrowth, from tree to tree, using the shadows and the mist as his cover. He can swear that he hears the smoke explosions, the flour bag being hit. He's not sure where that's coming from, but he swears he almost sees people in the treetops every once in a while. He can almost feel that person's red eyes looking at him. She also had some kind of sickle blade on her back. Not sure what it was for, but maybe it would be best not to find out. Well, I don't seem to be getting deeper into the territory, he thought to himself. This time he had in fact turned around and gone back towards where he had originally came from. He wandered for a while. The sounds of people moving in the treetops, the exploding flour sack, were fading now. He still wasn't sure exactly where he was, but he was much more comfortable knowing that he was leaving that sacred ground, leaving them to make their sweets and treats. Whatever they were doing there, he's glad that he didn't interrupt them. He wouldn't want to be a bother. He did, after all, just come here to get some sweets himself. He kept forward, trying to find exactly where he came from. He got the slight scent and the heavy moisture in the air. The hot spring, he thought. It's definitely the right direction. He kept on. He was starting to recognize some of the areas. Romping downstairs, rolling a few times, somehow his pouch never opening up no matter how far he rolled or fell. Our Poro finally made it back to the shoreline where he first arrived here. And how he got here, he also left. He snuck on board a ship and hoped that it would be taking him back to the Freljord. Or at least back to the mainland. He could make his way from there. Thanks again for listening to Our Poro. Again, if you have any feedback, I'm always open to it. We'll be continuing this adventure, as we did the last one, in another 2 weeks. And this next one, I think you'll be a little surprised.